So to knit the heel, starting on one side, we attach again our working yarn. By attach, I just mean hold it there and get ready to knit with it. And then what we're going to do is, holding our working yarn in place, just knit across one needle. Your first stitch will get a little loose. Don't worry about that. You can pull on the yarn to get your tension right afterwards. And then once you've knit to the end of that needle, on the side here, you have a little area. And I'd like you to pick up 2 stitches along that side. Get a little closer so you can see. Repeating the process on the other side. And then again, when you come to the edge, you're going to turn to the side here. And we're going to pick up 2 stitches, through 2 loops at least. And there we are. So we go back to our working yarn, and there's our tail that we began with. Remember, whenever we do this, our tail goes down between the 2 needle tips, our working yarn comes up between the 2 needle tips. And we just go ahead and begin knitting around using that front needle. That first stitch, it's easy to pull it real loosey-goosey because that's where we started. We can just pull on that tail to get our tension back. And after a round, it will stop doing that. Half of one round, turn it, now the first stitch of each needle you'll want to pull nice and snug so that you don't get ladders at the edges. We're back at our tail, so we can see that we've got 1 round complete. We'll now complete another round before we begin decreases. Once you've knit 2 rounds even, then you will begin decreases. You'll do your decreases on each needle at the beginning and end of each needle. So it's exactly the same as the wedge toe. You're now knitting a wedge heel. you're going to knit one, slip, slip, knit, slip one knitwise, slip another knitwise, slip them back both to the left needle, and knit them through the back loops. And that makes that nice left-leaning decrease. Then you'll knit to your last 3 stitches, and at your last 3 stitches you will knit 2 together, and then knit 1. That's one side of your round decreased. We'll do the same on the other side, and I'll get a little closer. Now decreasing the other side, the other needle, knit 1. We SSK, or slip, slip, knit. Let's slip one knitwise, slip the second knitwise, move them both back to the left needle, and knit them through the back loops, which makes that nice left-leaning decrease. Knit across to your last 3 stitches, and at those last 3 stitches you'll knit 2 together and knit 1. Now both sides are decreased. You'll turn and knit all the way around. Just like with the toe, the key to making this heel is you decrease one round, knit one round. You alternate these 2 rounds until you have 12 stitches on each needle. So now that you've finished your heel, and you can see how this heel does become this extra piece on the tube that you originally knit. If you turn it sideways, now that you've completed the heel and you have 12 stitches on each needle, you can go back and review the Kitchener section, because you're going to also Kitchener stitch the end of the heel together. As you remember, you set up your needles so that they're parallel, same amount of stitches on each needle, and you cut your yarn and thread it onto a tapestry needle, and we'll begin Kitchenering. Review the Kitchener section and Kitchener stitch or graft your heel together. And here's your heel grafted together. When you turn it to the side, there you have it. When you knit with self-striping yarn, sometimes, if you're careful so that when you start at the beginning at the same color or the same place in the stripe sequence, you'll be lucky enough to get twin socks. And I was careful to start at the same place. But you'll notice, as we got down to the toes, I got a little purple on the end of that toe. None on that. So sometimes that happens because the length of the length of the color is different throughout the skein. There's a couple of rows here where the collar length was a little longer in one than the other, so that's why I ended up with that. But my heels are very similar. But since it's not exact because of that toe, which is fine, so they're actually fraternal rather than identical twins. We'll take it.